Okay, guys, hello everyone. I think we can start. First of all, as always, hi, and tell me please about sound quality. I think it should be like the same as the last time, but everything can happen. Just write down something in chat on YouTube, so I'll be sure that you can hear me and you can see my screen. Oh, I checked preview. You can hear me. Yeah, it's okay. Okay, guys. Today agenda is our third task. Hopefully, all of you made it through with the second one. It wasn't that hard. Third one is not that hard too, but still we're learning. And for some of you, it will be not that easy. So the third one is about lambdas. It's not that hard. It's just a small function which we're gonna call from our front end later. And for now, our main goal is just to create our first lambdas with some logic in it. Let me check. Yeah, we're gonna create our products API. So we're gonna create get products list. We're gonna create get product by ID. Just two simple endpoints, and also yeah, well, you will work with Swagger documentation for it. I think you will handle it by yourself. It's not that hard. And my main goal for today is just to show you guys how to create AWS lambdas with the API gateway, of course. So let's go in. I just prepared you a small simple example, so we'll go through it. It contains zero logic, it contains only CDK stuff, and I think you will have to do a bit more of it. It's just simple, just main simple stuff. First of all, while I'm preparing, we find a small bug. I suppose it's because CDK got a new version of CDK libraries. So be sure that you don't use this small symbol here, which will try to give you the latest version. The symbol like this, I think. This? No? Oh, yeah, like this one. Yeah. So before my package.json got had these additions, and it doesn't work anymore. I don't know why. Maybe a new version of CDK appeared, so you need to use exactly 2.78 version of it. So just remove all this stuff from here if you have some issues with deployments. Yeah, as you can see, I made my deployment earlier, but before I had like errors like this. Yeah, I had this error about CDK CLI, not compatible CDK libraries, so some compatibility issues, and they were solved just by removing this symbol. And when I installed exactly 2.78 version, it started to work. Okay, so what we gonna do? We're gonna do a small lambda. As you can see, I have this inside my handlers. It just handler, which just logs the event and give us back empty array of products. That's it. I'm not gonna do logic for you guys. It's on you. So I just give you some example about build response utils. I think it will be good for you to create this small util. All what this one is do is just stringify body and default headers and status code here, just not to repeat all this code all the time when you create a new lambda. So yeah, I just created it earlier and reused this one. So for me, it's just I have to pass on the status code and the body I need to stringify. So we have a small handler which doesn't do anything for now. Later you will have like a database connection for it. You will get data from database and return it back to our front end. But for now, we just I want you to show just how to create CDK deployment. What we're gonna use? We're gonna use, just as always, like before, we're gonna use CloudFormation. So we want to create our stack. So that's our first point. We create a stack. Also, we create a small shared lambda props. What is it? It's like common props which we want to pass to every Lambda, because our product service, for example, will have like, I don't remember exactly, maybe 2 or 3 lambdas, and they will have the same runtime for you. For my solution, it will be Node.js. For some of you, it will be Java or something else. Yeah, I have to mention that earlier last week we clarified this question about which language we should use while we're doing this course. So you can use any language you want. Just all the videos are in JS, because I know only JS. I also know Swift, but it's helpless here. So yeah. And some environment for our Lambda. In my case, it's just an example for you how to create environment variables for your Lambda in CDK. Yeah, for me it's small process.env region, but as you can, if we check my env file, it has a few more stuff like addresses to database. You will need it later. So yeah, you can start to use your environment variables right now. It just, why not? So what's next? So we created stack. We created a small object which contains shared properties for our lambdas, and let's create first lambda. Yeah. So what do we need? I use Node.js function from AWS Lambda Node.js. It's from CDK. So this one helps us to create lambda. When we create, we just send this one. We create this one with our stack. So we're just telling our lambda to be created as a part of the stack we created before. We give a name for it and pass down those shared props. Then we add the function name to this function. We point here the entry, so where our code is stored. In our example, our code is stored in handlers.getProductsList, so we just point to this small handler here. This is our entry point, and later on what we want also to create is API gateway. So API gateway is for those who don't know what is it, it's like a bundle for your API. So for example, we use dash products endpoint, and all our lambdas will be stored inside this dash product. So all what we need, for example, here, yeah, we want to trigger our lambda on get. So when we get products, our lambda will be triggered. So we create a API gateway. It's simple HTTP API, course pre-flight. It's also default settings for it. So we want like we allow any method, we allow all origins, all headers, and if you remember in my util, I also point this one here. So just to avoid some course issues here, we create a very open API gateway for now, and we add the route for this API. So we just create lambda integration with lambda we created before. So it's very, very simple. It's just step by step. We create stack, we add our lambda to this stack, we create API gateway, and we create it here. Yeah, we also create him API gateway inside our stack. So we just create lambda, API gateway, and deploy it in AWS. So let's start again. I already removed my previous deployment. So let's deploy this one. Hopefully it will work. Hopefully I don't have any stored data in AWS. So just to see how our stack is looking and what we exactly create with this one. Yeah, I want to create. It will take a bit time. So from your side, you will have to do almost the same things. Yeah, so you just need to add logic to your handlers. You will need to create a more lambda because you need one more for this one. Yeah, so you will have to get product ID. You will have to find out how to deal with these parameters. They usually will go from event, I think. You can get them from here easily. Also, yeah, I added log so we can see later on after I call my lambda, we can see what we can get, what data we can get inside it. Just give me a minute, I think, maybe two, to deploy our stuff. So you will have to create one more Lambda. You don't need a new gateway. You will just have to use add more roads to this one. Yeah, so this is for get. This one will work for get too. It's interesting. So, but it will have like not this path, but a bit more structured path with the additional parameter here. And deployment is done. Let's take a look. Yeah, it's here. So this is our stack. What we have here, we created product API and Lambda. So we created actually API gateway and one Lambda. We can go open them both. So let's see our gateway. He's here. Also, it shows us endpoint for now. It's completely public, so we can access this one. And we have our Lambda here. So we can see in function overview that it's added to the API gateway, so it will trigger by API gateway. We also have monitor for it. We can go to CloudWatch logs, open this one, just to see the log I done before. And we should store mock products list on backend side for Lambda. You should check it inside the task. I think the response from the Lambda should be one search product array of products. Mock data should be used. This mock data should be stored in product service. So yeah, you have to create mock data. It just doesn't show any structure for products for now, so you can use anything you want, or you can go further a bit and maybe check how product looks like. So just store some mock data with a few objects inside, and it will be enough. Our main point for now is just to make them work and let our endpoints return to us something. Yep. Okay. Yeah, I opened CloudWatch. So what do we see here? 1413. Oh, it's my previous, I think, log stream for this one. Yay. Yeah, this one is the previous one. We don't want you. Okay, so let's go to API gateway, open our link. It's just not found. Yeah, for sure, because we didn't made anything for our root. We made it for dash products. So let's try dash products, and it returns for us products empty array. So just as I wanted before. So just as my handler, that's my handler. That's all what it's done. It just returns our products. So we can see that our endpoint works. It's cool. And now we can refresh this page and we can see the log which we created. So all the logs are stored in CloudWatch. Yep. Now we can see our latest call. Here it is. And we can see what is stored inside our event. So here we can see road key, we can see raw path, we can see query string. Yeah, we can see all the headers. And here, I believe, let me try. I don't think it will work. Some ID. Yeah, it won't work because we didn't mention anything, but we didn't create any of the handlers. So for now and later on, but it's this event, it will be your source for your parameters. So we can see like we don't have query here, but if I will try to go, for example, like this, ID equals 1, 2, 3, run this one, and let's check how our response looks. So parameters will come from event, so that's the place where you have to find your ID here. So yeah, we can see that my raw query string is like ID equals 1, 2, 3. It's not that hard. Yeah, query string parameters. As you can see, it appeared here. So we can see it's already inside the object. So we can easily get all the data we pass down to our endpoint. So you will have to use inside your handlers this event parameter which comes from gateway. Actually, that's it. So from your side, for to create by yourself and to find out how to create this one is like you will have to add a new road, but with not this path, but the structured path. Yeah, we want to see here ID. So I believe it will look like this. I truly believe. Let me try. I never tried this one. So yeah, we just add the same handler but for this path. Let me see if it will it work or not. Later we will have db, for example, everything will be in the same in one file, cdk or lambdas, db, sns, etc. should be in separate cdk files. It will be all in one cdk file. Yeah, it will be all in one. You will have separate files for different services. So for example, authorization, import, product services. Yeah, they will be different. But it's about coupling. Yeah, so your db and your lambdas are all a part of product service. So you will have to your service should be like the whole thing, and you can just like gives anyone the code and he will just run one script and he creates all the service here with the database and everything else. I can tell you that it's not too much here about this one. So as you can see, yeah, for our gateway or for our lambda is like 5 strings. So database will take like 5 more strings here for database to the same stack. Yeah, and it won't take much. You will just have to extend already existing service now. There are 10 tasks on this course. Are they related? I mean, if I skip task 2, can I do task 3? Or actually, they are all related to each other. So take a look. Yeah, so we created our front end first. That was the first thing we created. So here we have API path. So later on, when you will create your product service completely, you will have to change here a path and show here like this one. Yeah, so your API gateway path will be here. So you will have like in case, I don't know, maybe third or fourth task, you will completely create your product service and you will have to change your UI and connect your front end part with your backend and make it work. So your front end will work not like right now, it's just showing nothing because all these APIs are irrelevant. Yeah, so this one is never doesn't exist anymore. So you will have to pass down your own backend part and your shop will start to work. So yeah, it will be better if you will go through these tasks one by one. If you skip a part, it will just not be something completed. It's not cool, I think. If you want to create like complete version of your store, so it will be better. Okay, let's take a look. So what do we have now? We have product API. Yeah, we have it. Let me check. Creations roots. Yeah, we have, yeah, I made it. We have dash products get and we have dash products get. So our new lambda just appeared here, so we can see it in this root. And let me try to call, but oh, it's the other lambda. Give me a second. Let's go to our functions. Functions. A few more. He it's pretty cool thing. He just reused. He didn't create a new lambda. What I expected, I used it the same lambda. So I believe for now we can make it like this. 1, 2, 3. It doesn't work. Nope, it's not how it works. So yeah, it doesn't work like this. So seems like we need something else for this. It's a bit sad. I thought it will work. So yeah, guys, but as we can see, root details, products ID. I just made it the wrong way. I just don't remember what is the right way to create this one. I can check it. I can check it in my serverless, I guess. My old serverless file. I think they will be similar. And I'm stuck. Oh my, yeah. My web storm just died. Oh, yeah, he's with us again. Let me see. CloudFront. No, we don't want CloudFront. I want to see settings for my lambdas. Give me that. Don't see me. I believe I don't have it. Oh, of course I don't have it because I'm looking for the wrong serverless YAML. Give me a second. So how we create a serverless? So we have like, oh, we have this path. Let's try this one. Why not? Everything can happen, I believe. So I just right now I just don't want to look inside product ID. Let's try this one. I'm just like I really think that you could find this like in 2 clicks inside CDK library, but I just don't want to go inside. I want to leave it on you. So give me a small try, one last try. Will it work for this one? So yeah, I believe that for parameters you just need to I think it just changed nothing. Let's try. Because what I created before, it was like I created it like this. So this one will work, yeah? Yeah, this one will work, but it's not what we need. Okay, let's check. While we're here, not much people here, only 18 people. So yeah, CDK, API, gateway, params. Oh, no. I don't want to read this one. It's just... AWS, yeah, come to me. It will be easier to find it like this. AWS. Why are you in Russian? Okay. Oh, give me English, please. Yes. Get started. How it works. Use cases. Tools. What do we need? We need API, gateway, CDK. Service application using the AWS CDK. Hello. I believe this one what I need. Should see out TTT. It's S3. Holy shit. Route request. Handler. Yes, I have handler. So many here. Why is it root add method get API, new API, REST API name, new lambda, bucket grant read write, API, API root. We add it to the root. I don't want it root. Let me check how it works now. Let's try. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, it works. Yeah, guys, it works. Yes. So as you can see, this is the exact thing how we need to provide URL parameters. So it's just brackets, curly brackets. So yeah, for now, as you can see, it works. So I passed 1, 2, 3, and I believe that here inside CloudWatch I will receive 1, 2, 3 as a parameter. Give me a second. We will check this one. Yeah, this one is old, latest one. Hello. Yep. Yeah. So we can see that root key is product ID, row path is 1, 2, 3, request context, path parameters. Product ID is 1, 2, 3. So yeah, I also today helped you with the investigation of this stuff. So you will have to like create one more. I just created one more road. You will just need to create a new lambda for this one and pass it here. Yeah. So it works, and you will have a chance to get your path parameters here. So just curly brackets, just like it in serverless. Nice cache. Okay, which service out of the free tier scope we will use? None. None service we will use out of free tier. So the main point of this course is it should be free. Yeah, so we will use only free services. Actually, almost all services are free. It's just depends on the usage. Yeah, so if you will create your Lambda, you will use it like 10 times, maybe 15, 20 during the months. It's just like, why not? But if you will use it like 2,000 times, then you will be charged by Amazon. So just for development, it will. So for now, yeah, I used my Lambda like 5, 6 times, and I will not be charged at all. I guess. I believe I will not. Maybe I will be charged. Just if I remember right, when you create your account. Yeah, when you create your account, you have like a year. I think a year of free usage until something. In later, no usage in later tasks. All 10 tasks are all about, yeah. So I have like 9 services and I have 0 costs for now. Yeah, you can go to you can check this billing dashboard. Try to check it usually, so you can create budgets. For me, I didn't create it because I just created a few services and I will delete them today, so I won't be the DOS. So all tasks will use only free solutions. We don't want you to be charged. So yeah, just you have to be very careful and you have to create budgets. It was all the description about budgeting are in the first task, so you can rewatch the video and check how to create your own budget, so you will not be so you won't be charged. Let me check free tier. Yeah. So what we can see, AWS free tier. So 2000 requests to S3. Right now I have 165 only. So if I will for free for 12 months, so yeah, I'm like created. If it's I passed this course before, and that's actually my statistics. Yeah, so I created like S3 usage. I have 600 requests. Simple queue SQS, I had 78,000 requests. It's pretty much, but I have like a million here. So it will be really hard to go higher than we have here. So I have 53 requests on CloudFront of 10 millions. Yeah, 10 millions requests on CloudFront is very much. Why we did in second task with CDK and now in service? We not with serverless. No. We are doing it with CDK. You maybe missed a bit. I just opened serverless just to check the right symbols to create API with the parameters. I just had no idea how to do it, and it appeared that in serverless uses the same. Serverless API, yeah, it's about it's not yeah, I got it. Yeah, Tors. Yeah, the serverless is just not about the serverless library. It's about serverless approach. So that's why it called. So you can see, yeah, in the AWS creating a serverless application. So it's just in the name of the task, it's just about approach, not about library. So yeah. I want to ask about Lambda's cold start. Does it happen every time after the function? Yeah, it happens every time. This is how it works, and you can't. If I remember right, when I worked with this cold start, we had some issues with it because first run is pretty tough, but usually just you just have to deal with it. So usually if you create an application which is used by many people, so it will be really hard to go to the process of cold start, and usually it doesn't take so much time. So I believe we even try. We had if your cold start takes too much time, I think you just need to create an optimizations inside your handler or something like that, because that's how AWS works, and it works like that just to be more cheaper for you, because every time you like store your Lambda somewhere, it just needs a server, yeah, so where it should be stored. So it will be, without a cold start, it will be the price for Lambda will be higher. From the Lambda should be a full array of products. Mock data should be used. This, yeah. Where I need to put mock data in same or separate? As you wish. So for now, you just need to create like constants here, constants.ts, yeah, and use it, for example, in this handler. And also you can create like I think the second Lambda just should find the one product here, so you can use the same mock here and like place here just array.find method and find from the same array of data. So yeah, just store it right here as a constant for now. It will work like this, so you can store it here and it will be good. So later on, when we will come to the database stuff, you will remove this constant, yeah, because you will create your own database, you will store it here, and your lambdas will become more closer to the real life, because they will not take data from mocks, they will take data from database. So for now, yeah, just create here like let's create a file like constants.ts. Let's create well, it's like products. And like this ID 1 2 3 name, some name. So yeah, it will just like Bing, that's it. So and also you can use in the second Lambda the same stuff here, so it will work with charm. Found that there are option proxy integration lambdas. We don't need it in our... No, I think you don't need. You can read about it, but for now, as I checked, we don't need it for this third task. We don't need this one. Maybe if you will need this later, I will tell about it, but for now, we don't need this option. In production, you can provide provision capacity reduce or even completely remove the cold start. Yes, you can, but it will cost you money. Yeah, so that's the point of the cold start, just to be cheaper for you. Okay, let's check. We created... Where are you? Okay, gateway. Products, Bing. Yeah, so here I received my array of mock data. So just create a constant. Explain option, enable function URL. I believe this is the option. So you usually, if you don't use API gateway, yeah, so right now we use our Lambda with API gateway. So we can't call our Lambda directly because we use API gateway. But I believe that this enable function URL will give you for your current Lambda the separate URL so you can call it directly without gateway. But it's not a good option. Sometimes, yeah, I had a project where we didn't use gateway at all. So every single Lambda had its own URL, and this sucks. It really sucks because every single request has just we had like 15, 16 endpoints for the stuff which could use potentially like 2 API gateways with different post get methods. So yeah. Should we create our microservice for lambdas using CDK init, or do we need to use another skeleton? But I just don't get the question. So you have to use CDK. So just use this one. You don't need to init it again. So we need to initialize it before with CDK Bootstrap. So your CDK is already parted with your AWS account. So you will have just to create CDK file where you describe all the stuff you want to do and just run CDK deploy. That's it. So actually we just create the another stack of this one. So here in second task, we created stack with our front-end application. Yeah, so we used one stack and we pulled everything inside it. So here we're actually doing the same. We create like a new app CDK. Yeah, we create new stack for it and we just pull it inside. Which template we can use for lambdas? You can use anything you want. Like for example, for I don't use any template. I just created a small function with try catch inside it. So I don't think you need this one, any templates. For deploying lambdas, you can use like I made it on this video. Yeah, so you can reuse this one. This code I later push to the GitHub. This code not. It's just for the video. I just created a small example so you can rewatch these videos and use them. So you don't need actually some kind of template. You can use it like this one, step by step. So for serverless.yaml, yeah, we usually use like it also had some templates inside, but just because they're even bigger when you're trying to describe something. So that's why they use templates. Here we don't need templates, I think. But if you will find something, why not just use it? For deploying, you can use this one. If you will find some templates which you will see like they are better. So here, yeah, our CDK ATS will grow. Yeah, so our environment will grow. Our database connections will appear here later. So this one I created is like I removed from here almost everything you don't need. So I had a very big CDK.ts with the database with a few lambdas, but I just removed it, for example, just to show you the basic stuff. So if you find some template, you can use any, but be sure that you remove the stuff you don't need. Like I believe that some templates will contain like database connections and everything else. Try to make everything from scratch. When you make everything from scratch, you will have just less code. And this code is not too big, I think. So we just created two lambdas with gateway and 50 strings. It's just not too much. And I never use templates, so I don't know how they look, but I think they will be big because I used templates with serverless and they were huge. But as I understood, we need another repository for backend. So basically, this is another application. Basically, it's yeah, you need the other. You need the other GitHub just to separate your backend from frontend. But in our case, it's not the application. You will have like repository with 3 different services, maybe more, and every service is an application itself. So every service is actually like it's microservice. So it's every one of them is like a small application. So your product service is just completely separate from import or authorization service. So it works like it works by himself. Yeah, so he don't need any information from import service or authorization. He just works, and you can use your product service anywhere. So your product service, every service is a small application. We just use one separate GitHub repositories for frontend and backend. So backend will have like 3 applications inside. So when you, I think it will be good that you will see like later on, you will see like stacks. Yeah, so every stack is like a small application. So after you complete the sort task, you will have product service stack, you will have your front end stack, you will have later on import stack, authorization service stack. You will have like small pieces, so like small applications. That's how microservice works. You don't have like a very big solid backend. You have like 3 small applications which work separately and which do not use anything from each other. Okay, so yeah, I think that's it. So I think I can delete this boy just to be sure that I will not be charged. Yeah, when you delete the stack, it deletes completely. I tried to delete the stack with the front-end application, but it just didn't work with S3, but this one removes everything. So here it will remove my API gateway, it will remove 2 lambdas I created, so everything will be removed and I will not be charged. If I write lambdas directly in console without CDK deploy, the main point of this course is actually just not to use console, is to use some deployment, to use the actual code. So yeah, I think it will be good for you to use CDK deploying, because it's just no, yeah, for sure you can create like everything, all what we have done here you can create by yourself inside your browser without any questions. Yeah, but the main point of this course is just to use our coding approach, not like I will go to yeah, for sure you can just like go to Lambda, create a new function and the code here and it will work, of course, but that's the point. We want to create it by the code. So yeah, and we submit each stack in cross-check. Actually, I think it shows what you have to submit. So you will have to submit link to product service API and the link to front end PR. For now, it just, I think it just don't, it's just a mistake. So yeah, to your backend PR. Yeah, link to backend PR is just a mistake here. So you will have to give us a link to product service API and to create a Swagger. So I think you will just be Lambda handlers are covered by unit tests. So you will have like -4 here. Code is written not in one single module file. You will go down here because if you will just pass only the API links and they will work, so you will lose like 8 points just, and maybe even more, just because your code is not inside your pull request. I remember we were asked to set a mono repository in the last year, saying, should we do something similar now? I think so. For when I was working with this actual course, we had 2 different repositories. We like stored the front end in one repository and backend in the other. But I think in your case, why not? So as you can see, my AWS RS course is my testing repository, yes, so I have just two different folders. If it never mentioned that you just mandatory had to have two different to have them in separate, so you can create one repository for both solutions. Just place them down in different folders. It's not a mistake. Frontend will have updates too. Yeah, for sure. For sure, it will be updated later. So frontend will have updates, not big updates. You don't have to. I already showed today, like you will have, I believe, to update only one file inside Constant's API path. You just will have to update like this path, and there will be your API gateways which you created. Do we also need to create? Yeah. You also have to create Swagger documentation. It's just 4 points for you, but as a backend developer, it's really good when you create documentation for your backend. So for you, it's small subtask, yeah, for 4 points, but as an option, you just, if you want to work as a backend developer, you will have to do it every time you create something new. So yeah, it was commentary about front end. Yeah, it was commentary here. I mean, inside the third. I think as a part of the third one, we don't need like front end PR. Give me a second. Is not needed to be integrated with front end right now. This endpoint should be. Oh yeah. So yeah, you will have to create PR for your front end. Yeah, as I can see, product list page representation. So for this point, this endpoint should be integrated with front end app for product list page. As I mentioned before, you will have to change your product link here to make it work. So yeah, I missed this one. Thank you, Vanet. So this one you don't have integrate, but actually when you integrate, I really believe that the moment you add here your point for your gateway, this one will start to work too, just because like it's API path products. I think I changed something here too, but I believe, give me a second, pass products, oh shit, scuffed. Const products, data products, yeah. So if you will have any questions about front end, you always can ask in chats, so people will help you where if there will be something here, but I believe that all this code should not be changed at all, just because it works as it is, and all you need is just to change API path to make it work. But if it will be any problems, just ask in chat. We will check, and maybe we will push some changes to our front end fork, or give you a solution for it, because front end is not our part for now. Okay, that's it from me. Any more questions, guys? Or we can go to work or to rest, whatever. Okay, seems like that's it. Okay, guys, thank you. Thank you for your time. Hopefully it was helpful for you. Have a good week. I think this one won't take long for you. But if you will have any questions later, just ask them in Discord, so our people will find answers for you. More topics in Discord. Example for HW cross check. Questions general cross check. Good point. Good point. Give me a second. So we won't like questions. Won't like text cross check. Boink. Yeah. I created two channels for cross check, both for Russian and for English. So feel free to ask cross check questions inside the separate channel. No problem. Okay, guys. Thank you very much for your time. See you next week. So I really hope that we will meet. So next week we will integrate with DynamoDB. We will create database. We will integrate it. Yeah, we will have like we'll create models. We'll create our database, and yeah, you will connect your get products list to your database. So that's the points of the next week. So people who asked about mocks, that's the mocks, you can create it right now, like with this structure, because that will be our structure for database. Okay, guys, thank you. See you next week. As usual, I will place the time and date in your RS application like on Monday, I think. And if it will go well, we will just meet here at the same time. DynamoDB out of the free tier scope? Why? Yeah? I don't think so, actually. I really think that not. You just have to store a small amount of data here. Pricing. Learn more about pricing. Give me a second. Oh. Yes, the free tier for Dynamo, 25 gigabytes of storage. So yeah, this one is free tier. 25 gigabytes is just like very much. Believe me, guys. It's yeah. You will have it will be for you will store we will store here like a few kilobytes, so don't worry about this one. Yeah, it's in free tier. So don't worry. It will be all good. Okay, guys. See you next week. Have a good week. And goodbye.